I'll try not to F-bomb or whatever, but I know you guys got to keep it clean, family-centric. I was born in Dallas, Texas. Football coaching is the family business. What led me into the restaurant industry was sort of I was always very passionate about food and wine. I worked in the industry when I was in college, and I finally got tired of just bitching about how there weren't more cool places to go eat and drink here. And I'm like, well, all right, fatty, let's go build one, When I moved to San Antonio, I am not exaggerating. It was like moving to Corpus. It was the end of the universe. It's not like I was some cultural savant talking about all the, the European cities I was partying in. I was a, redneck football player or whatever. I moved here and I'm like, this is the lamest city I've ever been in my whole life. Austin had already started becoming sort of okay, it's not the cool town that it used to be. It's becoming, tech bro douchified. And then, Houston and Dallas had become so enormous and kind of charmless in many ways. I mean, they're great. There's especially Houston, but they're kind of charmless. I'm like, man, San Antonio is one of those. I felt like it was maybe one of 15 or 20 American cities that was still an actual place that wasn't generic. We're at this weird moment, I think, in San Antonio's cultural development of the ability to hold on to the things that make it special. And it's so interesting to see what's happened in Austin, and in Austin there's so much that's cool about Austin, but I think people have sort of seen as a cautionary tale what can happen to a city and how quickly it can lose the things that made it special in the first place. Things are possible in this city right now. When you think about the Goldilocks moment, you can go open places, and it's becoming increasingly rare in America to be able to buy a home, to be able to open a business. And I'm real enthusiastic about that, about the promise of San Antonio. I think we've got a ways to go in that. I think there's still going to be a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of people here who I think know the difference between good things and bad things culinarily, but they just might, if you're making $40,000 a year and you have student loan debt, you're not going to be able to go out and spend, $70, $80, $90 a person on dinner very frequently, right? One of the things I really wanted to do with Little Death in particular is make it where we've got really cool and very expensive wines on our shelves. We've also got a lot of stuff that's $25. And so thinking about someone who doesn't make a lot of money, a young person, right? I will always remember what it was like to feel excluded from a place because you didn't have enough money. It's all just the fat kid looking through the bakery glass and being like, I want all that stuff, but I can't have it. I like that a lot about San Antonio. We really try to be mindful of that with the restaurants and things. Somebody's got to pay for it. And instead of, I think a lot of people are misguided, San Antonio won't support this, or they don't have the attention span, or whatever. It's there's just not enough of us yet.
How was your manicure?
Oh, it was great. Well, you guys already, I already gave a real nasty lecture about how embarrassing my hands are. This is an important first step towards me not being just having atrocious hands.